Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today we're going to look at your Bazi chart to identify the kind of qualities that make people hate you or dislike you tremendously. Yeah, we all like to think that we have all of these positive qualities and that we can do no wrong, but everybody has a certain quality that makes you extremely unlikable or that really pisses people off. And so we are going to have a look at this today to check what it is about you that people really don't like, and whether or not you want to change it is up to you. Yeah, but it's a very nice little indicator that you can also use to look at maybe a potential partner's chart and see what it is that you will really struggle with when you date this particular person. But overall, it just gives you a bit of an indication as to what it is that you may want to improve about yourself, your behavior, so that you don't make yourself too unlikable. So the first thing, obviously, we need to do is to plot your Bazi chart. So you can go to this link. I will also post a link in the notes to this video. So key in your date and time of birth. Actually, the time of birth is not that important for this analysis. Yeah, the rest you definitely know. So key that in and you will find your Bazi chart and it will look like this. And what we focus on specifically is the day stem, this one here, right? So this is what we call the day master. And this generally describes your personality, the good and the bad. Today we're going to focus on the bad to see what it is that really makes you great on other people. Yeah. So if you happen to have Jia wood, like this one here, this is the yang polarity of wood. What people really dislike about you is that you are so stubborn and unyielding. Yeah, you always believe that you are right, and it's very difficult for Xiaowood people to admit fault. They rarely apologize. They will find a way around apologizing. They are extremely rigid and they don't like to be told what to do. The only way you can make them do something that they don't want to do is if you tell them, oh, this will help you grow, this will help you develop, this will help you evolve, then you stand a chance. But other than that, they are very rigid and they will defend their opinion till the end. Yeah, even if it's a wrong opinion, but they will hold on to it as long as they can. And it's really difficult to change their belief system and to change their behavior. So this can be quite annoying if you are dealing with a Jia wood person. Now, if you have Yi wood as your day master, Yi wood people are those who always eventually resort to emotional blackmail. They will find some way to make you feel guilty or uncomfortable. They also have a tendency to appear weak or non-threatening in order to gain an advantage. When in fact they're not weak at all. Yeah, they're not the victims. They're just very good at manipulating and pretending. So they play a lot of mind games and they're good at manipulating. And they also tell a lot of white lies. Yeah, they want to kind of please everybody. So they're people pleasers. And so they kind of say whatever needs to be said to make everybody happy. And that implies that they may have to say things that are not entirely true. Yeah. So that can make them a little bit, or you may feel that they are just liars where they're not necessarily liars. Yeah. They just want to please everyone. Yeah. So they're not very good at siding with anybody in particular. They just always keep their options open. Yeah. Now, the next one is Bing Fire. And keep in mind, yeah, all of those obviously have a lot of positive attributes as well. But today we're just going to focus on what makes them unlikable. So it's always a package, yeah? Don't forget that. It's always a full package that we're dealing with, positive and negative. So Bing Fire, they are generally quite okay. They're not they're not extremely annoying. So they're probably the least annoying of the day masters. But what can grate on other people is the fact that they always act very self-righteously, and they believe that the entire world kind of rests on their shoulders alone, and that they have to carry everyone. So they think that without them, the world would collapse. So that can make them a little bit high and mighty. So it's the they feel that they're they're the center of attention, or they're the center of the universe. Yeah. And so if they have a vision, they will go for it. And sometimes this vision may be very, very misplaced. Yeah, they are an extreme example, actually. So Hitler was a Bing Fire day master, and obviously he believed in something. He had a very, very strong belief in a particular vision, and it was very misplaced. Yeah, but he was convinced that this was the right thing to do. So I'm not saying that everybody who has a Bing Fire is going to turn out like Hitler, but that's an extreme case. Yeah, many, many other factors need to come into place as well before you become that extreme. But it's sort of that sense that you are the only one who understands how the world works, and this is why you are carrying the world's weight on your shoulders, and you are the only one who knows how to make the right decisions. Yeah. Other than that, they're quite okay. Yeah, they're very low maintenance emotionally, so you don't really need to worry about that. It's just that they can come across as a little bit self-righteous. Yeah. All right. Then the next one is Ding Fire, the yin polarity of fire. They also have a sense of righteousness, but not quite as extreme as Bing Fire. Ding Fire, they are night owls, yeah, and they're very active at night, and they like to sleep late in the morning. So if you are a morning person, then you may have issues with this one, because they can work through the night, they can party through the night. Ding Fire is like a candle, yeah, so they shine at night. So their entire energy comes out at night. That's why they are night owls. Or a lot of them are night owls. So if you are a morning person, you may have issues with a person like that. Now, Ding Fire, they can also be very, very scary when they get angry, because they cannot be stopped. Yeah, once you piss them off, they cannot be stopped. No matter what you do, their anger will not go away. It's kind of, yeah, it's a fire element. Yeah, once you spill the fire of a candle and it ignites, it can burn down an entire forest. That's the kind of anger that they can display. So you got to be a little bit careful with that. Also, if you make them angry and they start verbally attacking someone, you can't really stop them. Yeah, they just need to let everything out, kind of burn their bridges, and then they're okay again. Yeah, so it's a seething anger. It needs to get out. They are very, very high in emotional maintenance. Yeah, so they're the opposite of the Bing Fire. The Ding Fire, they're high in emotional maintenance, and they won't let things go. Yeah, so careful with that. You do not want to piss off a Ding Fire. Now, Woo Earth people, they are terrible communicators. They're great at keeping a secret, yeah, but they're terrible communicators otherwise. They only have two modes, yeah. Either they smother you, or they are pissed off with you and become passive aggressive. Yeah, and either way, they're not really communicating what it is that they want. So they kind of accumulate a lot of um, emotions, good and bad, but obviously we're talking about the bad side. So they are just going to swallow everything, and then suddenly at some point they erupt like a volcano. And it can be the smallest thing that ticks them off. Yeah. It's the smallest thing that pushes them over the edge, and then they just erupt. And you do not want to be around when that happens because they can throw like a volcanic tantrum because previously they've internalized everything and then suddenly it's just too much. So Woo Earth people are, they often go through a divorce early in life because they need to learn to communicate more effectively. Woo Earth people have the tendency to just think that people can read their minds. Yeah, they expect others to read their minds. Obviously, we can't. And so then not communicating at all, that creates a lot of issues. And so very often they succeed in relationships only later in life or until they have learned to communicate properly. So that's Woo Earth for you. Then we've got Z Earth, the yin polarity of Earth. And they are extremely stubborn. Yeah. So there's a few day masters that are very stubborn. The Xia wood, yeah, the yang polarity of wood, Woo Earth and Z Earth, they're very, very stubborn. But the Earth is more subtle in their stubbornness. Yeah, they are extremely difficult to move or to change their minds. They're very secretive, and they tend to kind of bury or hide their emotions. You will have it's very difficult to gauge their emotions if it's just looking at them. So they can keep buried. They can keep everything buried forever. And that manifests more in being calculative. Yeah, the Woo Earth is not very calculative. They just bury everything and just kind of, internalize. But T Earth, they become very calculative. And so they can also be the most selfish people because they just use everything. They can use everything against you. And because they refuse to change, that obviously also makes them very self-centered and very selfish. Now, if you are a male Z Earth Day Master, they are also extremely proud. Yeah, very, very proud. They will not admit to a mistake at all. Very proud. Donald Trump is a Z Earth Day Master, so there you have it. Very, very stubborn. Yeah. So this is for Z Earth. Now, if you have Gunmetal as your day master, Gunmetal carries their annoying traits very much on the surface, on the sleeve. Yeah, they are very, very alpha. They're very assertive, very aggressive, and I'm not necessarily talking about physically aggressive, although that could be an issue, but they're just very in your face. Yeah. They can come across as extremely narcissistic, even if they are not, but they just take charge too much sometimes. Yeah, they can come across as being very ruthless, and they act first and they think later. Yeah, they are a little bit naive sometimes because they just before they hear the entire story, they've already swung into action. Yeah, and so that can make them fall for other people's sob stories. Yeah, when someone tells them, oh, I'm the victim of whatever injustice, they will immediately spring into action without questioning what exactly has happened. Yeah. So the problem is once they find out that they've been duped, then they retaliate and they get really, really pissed off. They get really aggressive and they will take you down. Yeah, not necessarily in a physical way. They will find other ways to take revenge, but revenge they will take. Yeah. So this is really you will see immediately where you're at with a gunmetal day master. So you don't have to question what their motives are or whether they're pissed off or not, you will know immediately. They are not very good at hiding their emotions at all. Then we've got the Sinmetal. So Sinmetals, they are complainers. They cannot take stress at all. They may look like they can take stress at work. Yeah, they will just do whatever it takes, and they are overperformers. But then once they get home or once they're in an environment with friends and families or their spouse, they will go home and complain nonstop and just bitch about work, bitch about whatever didn't work out. And they also like to play mind games. Yeah, they know what they want and how to manipulate people and situations around them to make things work out their way. So they are very, very manipulative in that sense. They are also quite self-absorbed, so eventually everything always comes back to them and what they want, and they're very high maintenance. Yeah, so they just want to be the center of attention. Then we've got Rainwater. So Rainwater Day Masters, they are, whether it's male or female, yeah, they are the drama kings and the drama queens. They are the most dramatic of all the Day Masters, and they can have legendary temper tantrums because they're not passive aggressive like Wu Earth. They're like a tsunami, yeah, and wipe out everything and everyone around them with their emotional outburst. So they tend to be emotionally quite irrational once they get to that point, and they then become overwhelmed by their own emotions. The Rainwater Day Masters, they are quite prone to falling into depression or like that doomsday feeling, oh my God, all is lost. Yeah, they can become very, very melodramatic, and it's quite difficult to pull them out of that. Yeah, so once they tip over that edge, it can be quite dramatic. It's very exhausting to be around when a Water Day Master has one of those dramatic outbursts. And then lastly, we've got Kui Water. So Kui Water Day Master, they're very moody, very temperamental. Yeah, they're like the weather or like the clouds. They can change in an instant. Yeah, one minute it's sunny, the next minute suddenly it's rainy. So that makes it quite unpredictable in terms of mood. If you're around a Kui Water Day Master, yeah, anything can happen. They will go through 10 different moods in an hour. So they are very inconsistent that way. If you like excitement, if you don't like to get bored, by all means, a Kui Water Day Master will keep you on your toes. But they are also quite flaky and not so reliable because of that. So they don't necessarily remember agreements. It's not that they don't care about agreements and promises that they've made. They just don't really remember them because it's just not, everything is fleeting with a Kui Water Day Master. So if you make an agreement with them, better write it down. Yeah, handshake agreements, they will forget about it. And they're not really attached to anything. They don't like to be tied down, and they don't like to be controlled. So again, in a relationship, that makes it quite difficult. They like their freedom. Yes, freedom or death, basically, for a Kui Water Day Master. So if they tie the knot very, very early in life, there's a high chance that if they don't get their moods under control, or generally their emotions, if they balance them out, that they also get divorced, and then only very, very late in life get married again, right? So these are the 10-day masters and the qualities that we really don't like about them. As I mentioned, it's a whole package. Yeah, you always come with the good and the bad. And most of the times we focus on what makes you so great and so amazing. But every now and then it's good to have a bit of a reality check, so you know what makes you really, really annoying. All right, so I hope this helped you a little bit. maybe you recognized yourself in those descriptions, and now you know what you need to work on to make life easier, mostly for those around you. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to get in touch. My contact details are in the notes below. And please like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever needs to be done to get the word out. See you guys soon.